Next, we have an example to help us read in only part of a data file. Now, with a file as small as this example, it doesn't really matter. But with larger and larger data files, you may want to be a little bit more conservative about your programming. So here's the idea. We only want to get a data set with freeways in it. We don't care about the surface roads. We just want the freeways. We could read in everything and then delete the surface roads. But instead of doing that, we would like to just only read the freeway variables in. So we start with this in-file statement, get it in the computer. Then we use this input with a trailing at that only inputs the type variable. And then we have an if-then statement. If the type is surface, then we're going to delete it. Be careful about these quotation marks. You could use a numeric variable instead there if you didn't have the $sign here and then you wanted to put some sort of number here. You wouldn't use the purple quotation marks. We just use the quotation marks around character variables. So for this character variable, if type equals surface in quotation marks, then we're going to delete it before we even input the data. And then we're going to use this regular input statement, the same that we always would have. Also remember that because this name is too long, Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard, because that's made up of several words, we have to have this 9 through 12 column pointer. So once we print this whole thing out, we can see that we only got the freeways. Now what happens when we have a data set that has multiple observations per line? For example, in a data set like this, I have X and then I have Y, and then I have another X and another Y and another X and another Y. These are 3 observations per line of code. When I do that, what I need to do is have this trailing at. If I didn't have it, let's see what would happen. So if I run this and print it out, you can see that only that first observation in each line gets printed. But instead, I don't want to do that. I want to have all the observations. Then I can read it in like that and have all the observations per line.